This is the steady reps I ended up coming up with. Very simple design. That's one of the reasons I liked it. Very, very effective and very simple at the same time. It just kind of slides up. You can move this up and down, and then once you get it in place, all thread. I just welded all thread all around here. This is 1/2 inch. Just drilled holes right through there, so it slides up and down. Washer on each side. This here is just 3/4 inch plywood, nothing fancy. Got these roller ball bearing wheels or tires, and what's nice about it is all I had to do is I just spaced this enough where I could slide this through here, and I have one washer between each one of these, and I just slid my bolt through there, tighten it up. Runs nice. Very simple, very effective, works great. One thing I did notice is the way I have this spread out a little ways. I actually ended up putting a 1/2 inch piece of round dowel in here just to see if it'd work, and it was actually hitting the top right here. So all I did is took the bandsaw, cut a V-notch for both these, and just round this off with my sander. Now I can actually, this thing will go do everything down to a 1/2 inch, nice and safely. No rattle, no clatter, no nothing. So, and the reason I did it is this is what I was making for my mom. Kind of dull yet. I think I only got two coats or one coat of poly on the outside. The inside, I don't know if I can get a good picture of the inside here, it is completely done. Nice and shiny in there. Put a little detail down in there. There's a little Tim Yoder action right there. But ended up having an accident and put a little gouge in the outside after I was completely done. So I ended up having to redo the outside. Nothing big. Everything's still intact. Should work out pretty good. I guess when I got this, I'll show you kind of what I did here. This here is just that pallet material. It's great stuff. That is maple, and the dark right there is walnut. So I got pallet material. The walnut is actually from a piece of walnut firewood that I had. Just kind of used my draw knife, got it flat, used my hand plane, and then took it over to my joiner and a table saw and whatnot, and ended up getting about 3/16 thick walnut with the pine and then red oak. So I think she'll really like that. But that's what basically, to finish that project, I needed this, and it worked out great. This just kind of, I don't know if I can get this back up here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do with holding the camera. But that just rode in there just like that. It worked out really nice. It definitely paid for itself with this project. And as everybody knows, I'm probably the biggest cheapskate out there, so this is another one of my cheap projects. I'll tell you kind of how I ended up building this. Like I said, this is just a 1.5 by 1.5 square stock. I think it's 3/16 thick. Drilled a hole, put the all thread in there, put a little weld right there, all the way around. This is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch solid stock. The width of my lathe, the center, so I would slide right in there. And this is just a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Like I said, I was going to make everything out of wood, but I had this here laying around, and I knew that I could make it a lot faster welding this up than I could have with wood. Having to wait for like this part here, I would have had to glue this, let it sit, and I figured this here would be a little bit more stronger, to get a little tighter grip on my bed of my lathe. But you can make it all out of wood. I was really thinking about it. Most of my scene, this design, were made out of wood all the way through. But that's it. Works out great. I actually have no complaints. It was my first time I had to use it, but it paid for itself, like I said, the first time. The wheels, I'll tell you another little secret I did is most of the people out there are using rollerblade wheels because they have nice bearings inside and everything. Well, I don't need a set of rollerblades, but I was looking at rollerblades just to get those wheels, and I think the cheapest ones I could find were, what were they? I think right at $50. So I went to a couple sports places to see if they had any just wheels you could buy, and the cheapest I could find were a pack of 4 or a pack of 8 for $30. Or no, they're $39. So I kind of was, for that price, I was pretty close to just actually buying a steady rest. So I was like, well, by the time I pay for shipping and everything, I know Grizzly's got one that you can buy for, I think, about $35 or $38. The only thing I didn't like about that one is it just had ball bearings. It didn't have like a softer grip or some kind of rubber tire on it, so I figured it put grooves in my work, especially since I had it that far. So I decided to make my own. These wheels here, they cost me $90.96. You can go to Walmart, and their sporting goods section, you can buy yourself a brand new skateboard. The cheapest one they have comes with roller ball bearings. I figured it's still wrapped up. I just wrapped the tires off it. $9.96. You guys, you can get that. That's what I ended up doing. And that there is something that I know my nephew's got a skateboard. It's not in that nice a shape, but I know he's got tires for it. Give that to him, and he'll be happy. And I'm happy. So, hey, it works all the way around. But, yep, that's what I came up with. Works great. I guess I'll set it in there here real quick for you. And like I said, that just slides right into place right there. And this piece here just turns, and you just tighten that bolt up right there. And then once you get your pieces sitting in there, you bring up the bottom one first, tighten that up. You just want it to touch. You don't want to really clamp it down. Just let the wheels just touch real nice. And then after you get that one done, you just drop these and just lift this up. Loosen your bolt until you get that set where you want it to, and then just tighten this here back down and just give it a little, I tighten these up pretty good because once you get it set, you're not going to be putting any pressure on your working piece by itself. But yeah, just tighten these up, and it worked out great. No complaints. Cheap. I have under $20 and into this total, probably less than that, probably about $15 with the hardware, and $9.96 of that is for these wheels. Everything else is just stuff I had laying around. But if you had to go buy everything, I could say probably $25. I mean, you can buy some cheap all thread. That's all this is. Cheap all thread. You can just use leftover scrap wood to make it. But that's what I came up with. Works great, and hopefully that can help you guys out too if you guys are making some turning projects. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll show you some other cheap ways of making stuff. So, until my next video, have a good one.